All right. Uh, I am a little concerned about this paint because it feels like it's a little too thick. A little too thick. THICCs. Most of the time, we enjoy thick, but when it comes to the paint, we don't like thick. Oh yeah, it's kind of like I feel like it's kind of separated or something like that. Anyways, we can just thin it out with water. And we will be painting this pretty typical Fetty colors, like, you know, anime standard. Yeah, yeah. I put a little ball bearing, and it didn't even rattle around. Like, anyways, should be fine. It looks like it's fine. Ba, ba, ba. Okay, let's paint the underside and see how we feel about this paint. The underside of this model, I actually I hand primed because I didn't feel like turning it, waiting it for it to dry and then turning it over and then spraying it again. So I just hand primed the bottom. It's not like anyone's gonna see it. But yeah, we're just gonna use up some of this paint. Seems like it's fine. I could probably thin it a little more. But let's just leave it like that and we'll get a big brush. Levitate? Alright. Many times I don't even really remember my dreams. Or they're pretty normal, basic bitch dreams. But every now and then I get like an unpleasant dream, and it kind of leaves me shook. And yeah, this one I was kind of like, I am shook. Kind of brought back old memories too. But the worst for me is actually having a good dream and then waking up and being like, ah, shit, I actually don't have a cat. That happened to me not too long ago. I was having a really nice dream and I had a cat, which is all it takes for me to have a good dream. And it was like, this is the best. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And then I woke up and like I had like 10 seconds to be like, man, this is great. I can't believe I have a cat. I can't wait to play with my cat. And then, like, you know, 11 seconds later, I was like, shit, that was all a dream. I actually don't have a cat. This is bullshit. This sucks. Where's my cat? But it's all right. I'll live. One day, maybe I will get a cat someday. That'll be fun. Cat or a dog? Maybe a chinchilla. I hate the ones. Yeah, yeah, pretty much. It's pretty much what I had. So by comparison, the one that I had this morning wasn't as bad as that because it's like it was just a bad dream. And then at some point, I can't really take it anymore, and I'm like, I'm gonna wake up. This has to be a dream. I'm waking up. Fuck this. And sure enough, I wake up. Yeah, so you can see how thin this paint is. I've watered it down quite a bit. This might actually not be accurate to like the model to the Guntank, but I think this is a good blue base to work off of, and then we'll kind of go in and go down and shade it and go darker or go lighter. I also am thinking I won't go purely anime accurate. I might deviate a little bit, but we'll see. Financial stress. Oh my god. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of the dream that I had this morning. It's kind of a financial stress, living situation kind of thing. Oh, I'm shook just talking. Guntank, deviant. All right. What other parts are blue on this thing? The chest, right? Yeah, the chest is blue. So let's get that. The chesses. Smash in your bed. No, the financial worries type of one. Some people can control their dreams. What do they call that? Like lucid dreaming? That's not me. I cannot. That would be sick, though. All right. And we want to... Okay. Maybe I should get some reference, because I'm not sure how much of... All right, I got my iPad here. Let's look it up. It's the Oscars today. I don't really watch the Oscars because, I mean, how many Oscar-nominated movies do I watch per year anyways? Like, I'm lucky if I even watch one of them. Okay, so the whole upper torso is blue, except for these yellow parts, so we can do that. No problem. No problem. Like, what's nominated? Barbie, Oppenheimer. Yeah, a bunch of stuff that I don't even really know. I think Spider-Man Into the Multiverse is nominated for Best Animated Movie. I feel like No, I didn't watch the new Miyazaki movie. The Boy and the Heron. I didn't watch that, so... I don't even know if it's on home video at this point. I'll have to watch it at some point. The Bro. Zero attention. So it was 2 years ago. I was streaming, and my brother was watching, and he was like live updating. He's like, "Wait a minute, something happened, but they're cutting away," and then later he updated, "Will Smith just slapped Chris Rock." Got like the live updates on while I was streaming. That was very funny. And then they acted like everything was normal, and they didn't like escort him out. He just stayed there. Very, very weird. I don't know if he's invited back to the Oscars now. I have no idea. But also, who cares? This is the back, which you're not really going to see. Oh yeah, as it turned out, Arch, the seam line removal actually turned out pretty good once I primed it. I remember you were saying like maybe once you prime it it'll be good, and I was like, I don't know. I feel like it still might be seen, but yeah, actually, it's not too bad. I think yeah, there's like a little mark there. I after I showed it on stream, I went back and worked on it some more, and I used a really, really coarse sandpaper, like the most coarse sandpaper that I have, and I was like gouging into the plastic, like huge slashes. But that's what it took. I had to go that low, and a lot of material was taken off, but it turned out good. All right. That is pretty good. You won't actually even see much of this kind of like interior where the base of the two cannons rest, but we should get some paint on there anyways. So yeah, one thing when you're hand painting, if you do like the one stroke, the one pass of your brush over it, try not to pass over the same area again, just because you want to let that paint dry and you don't really want to disturb the area. I'm saying that as I actually disturb the area, but that's just like a general rule. You don't want it to dry with paint strokes over it. Alright, and back to this, and then yeah, we've got some other parts that need attention. This is a pretty nice brush, actually. This is my Citadel base coat brush, and it's like chisel shaped, and it's kind of helps. It gets pretty good coverage. I bought this with the intention of painting like, not Gunpla, but like I have some large Warhammer 40k miniatures that, you know, they just have really flat surfaces, much like a Gundam, right? And I thought that a brush like this would be handy because prior to that, Mission Start, Futaba. Prior to that, I had a lot of smaller brushes intended for miniatures, but you want some big brushes too if you want to cover a larger area. Applying a gloss coat and then using some kind of polishing compound to really make it glossy and shiny. That looks fun. Hobby wax, yeah. Hobby buffing wax. That sounds like it would be cool to try. I don't know in what situation I would try it on, but it looks cool. Right. There we go. Once again, just applying the red. It's quite thinned down, so it's going to look a little streaky, a little patchy, but that's why we go for several layers. And as I'm going to try and do what I was saying and just leave it alone. Let's get another. There you go. I do have self-leveling, or rather, oh my gosh, I have some acrylic retarder, but I don't always like to use it. Acrylic paint tends to dry pretty fast. However, because I'm adding quite a bit of water, that makes it so that it takes a bit more time to dry. Whoop. Oh my gosh. Maybe it would be better to hold it this way. Whoa, man. Yeah, I know. It's what it's called. What can I say? It's what it's called. Sometimes I try not to call it that, but that's what it's called. Okay. I was just saying how I don't want to disturb the paint. We'll just leave it like that. There really isn't any other red parts on this model. These little red antenna things, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's exactly why I try not to say it, but that's... Sometimes I feel like I'm trying to jump through hoops, trying to figure out a different way to call it something. I'm like, yeah. Okay, well, there we go. So now the only thing left are the gray parts. 16, there's an airplane that has the audible alarm. Does it really? What? I don't even get that, though. Why would it say that? Why would that plane say that? Why is that plane gotta say these words? Okay, so should we do the gray parts now? Let me see. I was thinking about using this paint for the gray. It's a pale blue. It's slightly green. Oh! V! How's it going, V? How's it going, V? Nice to see you here. Thank you so much for that. We are just starting to paint the Guntank, and I can show you what I've done so far. Just laying down the basic blue coat, and of course we're hand painting it as per usual over here. There's the blue, looking pretty good actually. Even this is just like the first paint my nibs first. V. Buy me dinner first at least. Hey, thank you much, Jack. Umbreon. But yeah, thank you so much for that raid. What were y'all doing on your stream? I appreciate it. I can show you all dinner it is. I can show you what we like to do here on this stream as a means of welcoming you all. Here's an example of some of the things we like to do on this stream. Masume kits, miniatures, Dark Souls models, 30-minute missions, customs. That's a droid cat. This is the SD Sazabi. Some Halloween stuff. Oh yeah, here's the artifact that I painted. And yeah, that's just an example of what we like to do. But thank you. Whoa, that's the wrong one. Looked to the raid and was like, come here, Epo. Come here, Epo. Real grade. Build strike full package. Try my hands at the small stuff. The full package. And how are you liking that model so far? So once again, require fuel. No problem, V. Thank you once again for the raid. And for V and anyone else. Please. If you need to eat, sleep, whatever it is, please go right on ahead and do it. I will be here. Alright. The MG, awesome sauce, nice. Alright, so that is still drying. Whoa! A part just flew off. I didn't clip it. Wow. Let me go get that piece. MG. Alright, yes. So, I'm looking for what to paint next. The blue here needs to dry, the red, that needs to dry. So I guess we'll just move on to the gray parts. Alright, let's do it. Typical bacon moment. Whoa, the paint. I was gonna say the glue. The paint was just gushing. Yeah, so this is my first painted kit of the year. January and February, I spent most of that time just building. I felt like in 2023, my streaming building hobby pattern was to build and then paint something to completion, build and then paint, build and paint, and I think it worked out. It was a pretty good pattern. However, by the end of the year, I was ready to kind of relax more, and I guess one way to think about it is like you have to use a different portion of your brain when it comes to painting and customizing and all of that stuff. And I felt like that part of my brain had been engaged for so long that it was kind of just getting worn out thin, I guess. And so I decided to mostly just build at the start of 2024, and I think that's been a good choice. That's kind of worked out nicely for me. Been able to just work on the backlog and knock out a few things that have just been lingering there in the backlog. Still got quite a few stuff, not gonna lie. But yeah, it'll be good. Now that I've kind of recuperated, I guess I am more in the mindset to get back to painting. And that's what we are doing now. As the parts keep on falling, this is kind of annoying. I guess they just can't really grip nicely. Can't find a nice place to grab hold. Ba, 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 ba. And this is a pretty simple model at the end of the day, so that I felt like that was a good opportunity to start, or rather get back to painting, because it's not too intense. It's not too intense. This gray is probably a little lighter than maybe what we need for the final end result, but it'll be a good starting point, I think. There we go. Just very, very light skin Guntank. Tad, what informed your decision to paint with the inner wheel tread parts on? I feel like it would have been easier just to get those parts and paint it hand painting. Once I have, because there's the tracks here, right? You put that on, and then there's this outer part. That's kind of like, that would have been a lot to deal with if it was all on, but I felt like it was easy enough to paint around the wheels like this. Or maybe there's a better way of explaining it, is that I didn't really think about it too much. It seemed to make sense to me. It was also a bit of a pain to kind of sort through each of these individual wheels. Each of those individual wheels have to be placed in a specific order. Like, you can't mix and match. Each one belongs in a specific place, and it seems like I felt like it would be really annoying kind of going through that again, doing it separately. Ipa's a painting genius, deny. If anything, I was just like, this makes sense to me, I don't know.